State the solutions to the equation graphed below, then write the factored form of the equation. All right, so what we're going to look for here are the solutions to the equation, and you have to know that the solutions mean the zeros, the roots, the x-intercepts of this equation. So let's find our x-intercepts. There's one of them. That happens when x equals 2. The other x-intercept happens at x equals -3. So those are our two solutions. So we've stated the solutions. That's it. One solution is x equals 2. The other solution is x equals -3. Simple enough. Next, we're to write the factored form of the equation. So when we write the factored form of the equation, it's going to look like this. It's going to be 1 binomial times another binomial equals 0. And we have to fill in what those binomials are. Well, this is going to be x's in both cases, so that when I multiply those, I'm going to get x squared, which will give me my nice quadratic. Now, in order to write the factored form, all I have to do is put the roots in, but I have to put them in a certain way. I need to write this so that when x equals 2, this is equal to 0. So imagine instead of this x being there, what if this was a 2? Well, what would I have to add or subtract from that 2 to get it equal to 0? Well, 2 minus 2 equals 0. So that one's going to be x minus 2. That way, if I were to put my 2 in there, I would get 2 minus 2 equals 0. And now it doesn't matter what this is. 0 times anything is going to give you 0. And then I do the same thing over here. If I substitute -3 in for this x, and I think what would I add or subtract to that -3 in order to make it 0? Well, I would add +3 to it. So that when I substitute in -3 for x, I would get -3 plus 3, which would be 0, which would give me what I'm looking for over here. So here are the solutions. I find those by looking at the x-intercepts of the quadratic, and then I'm going to write the factored form of the equation. So that's a binomial times a binomial. Your variable goes in first, and then it actually turns out to be the opposite of whatever the roots are that goes in second. So here, the solution was 2, so we've got a -2 right there. Here the solution is -3, so we have a +3 right there. And now we have stated the solutions, and we have written the factored